How's everybody doing today? On today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I make some fish hooks for fishing for whitefish. A little bit of perch and stuff too. Stay tuned. Sorry about that first part there, guys. I must have forgot to hit the record button on the camera, so you're going to start off with a finished hook to look at. Don't forget also to like and subscribe if you like the videos, and give some information on what you'd like to see on this channel. Different things you'd like to see done, or different things you'd like to some information about. So anything I can do to help you guys, and anything you guys like to watch and enjoy. So there we go. That's what the finished product looks like there, of a pink wire worm hook. I'll take that and I'll either put a minnow head on it or a maggot or something. And that's what I'll use to catch whitefish with. And I've had pretty good luck on them, so give it a try. I usually fish them about 6 inches to a foot off the bottom. Every now and then give them a tiny little jig, and other than that, just let them sit. I'll make a couple more here, and then I'll show you guys how I make a little bit different ones here. So this next one's going to be a little bit different on how I make it. I put a little bit of two different colors together. So now with this one, I'll start with yellow. Get my yellow on there. The same principle as before. Do your wraps nice and tight. Right all the way up to the head, or the eye I should say, of the hook. Now this one here is going to be a little bit different because I incorporate two colors into this. This is one of the hooks that I've had the best luck on. And again, you trim your ends. And then always make sure you push your ends down nice and tight. And that's what it looks like there. That's just a yellow. This is all coated wire, so it's all plastic coated. Now for this one, to finish it up, I've done that yellow. Now about 3/4 of the way up the shank of the hook, I'm going to take orange, and on top of it, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So I did 3 rounds, but you'll have 4 complete loops with the orange. Then again, trim it off. Now there's a finished hook, and I've had very good luck with these fishing for whites. So that's how I build those ones. I also do the same thing with pink and white combination, and I do the same thing with orange, and then I'll put the yellow on the top there. I'll go through and I'll do a couple more here and show you exactly what I'm talking about with the pink and white there, and the yellow with, or the orange with the yellow. Got my pink wire again. Wrap that up all the way, and this one here, I got to backtrack a little bit because I should have used a new piece of wire, but I was trying to preserve some of my wire. And then I'll take the tail end here, give it a couple of wraps. There. That'll give me my desired wrap. Now I've seen some people also wrap these part way down to the back of the shaft of your hook, but I don't like to do that. I just find your bait doesn't stay on as good as if you're using bait, and I don't tend to do that. Then again, it'll be the same principle where you take your white wire, same as you did the orange over top of the yellow, but with the pink ones, I don't know why or if it makes a difference, but I like to go right in the center with my 4 wraps. I've for some reason found that with it right in the center, a little bit of pink out front, a little bit of pink at the back, they seem to hit it better. I don't know what the difference is, whether it's a bait that they actually have in the water or it imitates something a little better, but that's what I have found in my experiences. And that is a finished hook right there. Another one done. So now I'll also do a multi-color wire wrap. Now this one here is a little bit more challenging, but it works really well. And with this combination, I usually use orange and yellow. I did black and white and had luck on that as well, but orange and yellow are my main combination here. So you take your wire for this, and you'll want to, that's camera's out of focus here a bit. So you take your wire, and you want to put your wire and hold it together like that. So now when you start your wraps, you'll have your wire together. And you need to make sure your wire stays tight. And you bring it together. And you start your wrap, holding your wire tight at all times together. Work your way right up to the top. And then same process again with the trimming. Trim everything as tight as you can. and make sure you fold over those ends. I usually have a little pair of pliers to help me do this, but I didn't grab them tonight, I forgot. And there is a multicolored twist on your hook. So you got your orange and your yellow running up together. So that seems to work pretty good for me as well. So alright, and for this one here, I'm going to show you a pink and a purple wrap with 2 wires. So let's, oh, camera's trying to get in focus here, there we go. Get them good and tight again like it did before. Get your wrap started. Make sure you keep your wires tight together at all times. If you don't keep them tight together, you'll get spaces in there, and then it just kind of looks scabby. So if you're gonna do something, might as well do it right, in my opinion. This is a combination I've never tried before, but they seem to be biting off pink, so I figured I'd throw pink and purple together and see if that enticed them a little bit too. I went and got some proper nippers now, so I can get right down tight when I cut my wire. Don't have to try and bend it over. There we go. We have a pink and purple multi-wire wrap on that one. That one there is one I've never tried before, but I'm going to give that a shot here once the weather is a little nicer here and the guy gets a chance to get out fishing. So now I'm going to do the white and black wrap for you guys. So now for the black and white wrap, I take the white wire, you start wrapping just like you would any other color. Trim your ends up. And you take your black, and same concept as the pink in the middle. You want 4 complete wraps. And you want to make sure everything's pushed down good. And now with this wire, I will also show you what I do to make it so the wire doesn't turn on my hook. I have, it's called head cement. It's actually for tying flies. But I take my head cement, and I mean, a guy could, you could do this before you wrap your wire, maybe too, but I just do it after. Take my head cement, I dip my little pick or brush or whatever you want to use in there, and I just drip a little head cement on top. and that'll seal it up. And then once that dries, there won't be any movement at all out of that. I only do this if I'm building for somebody and they request it. I don't care if it moves on the hook a little bit. It doesn't make a difference. I still catch the same amount of fish. The worst thing that you have to do is readjust your hook a little bit. Got that one done, and set that one up on a rack here to dry. Put that yellow and orange again, because that's, like I say, that's one of my best colors that I have luck with. That wrapped up, trim the edges, and get the bottom here to wrap. Make sure you push down your ends. Now, I don't know if you can see it on camera. I'll let it focus here for a minute. The camera finally focused, so I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this wire will spin on that hook, right? Because it's just wrapped. Now, I don't have any issues with this, but some people may not like it. And now when you wrap your other wire on top, no matter how tight you seem to pull it, this wire will also spin. Now, because it is wrapped on top, sometimes what it'll do is it'll slowly work its way down the wire and be down further. Now all you got to do is grab your wire and spin it back up if you don't like it down there. But I rarely have any issues with it moving back and forth on the hook, so I don't worry about putting any head cement on any of mine. But if you guys want to and you're making your own, that's an option for you guys to take to prevent them from sliding or twisting on you. And there you go. We got another one done. So those are what I use for fishing for whitefish, and like I say again, I usually fish them 6 inches to a foot off the bottom. You get into the spawn and that when they're biting all over, and I've fished them a foot under the ice. I've been fishing with only 2 feet of water under the ice and still caught them. So it all depends on the fish, and it all depends on if they're biting and how hard they're biting. So this is what I use, and just figured I'd come on and show you guys how I make them, and that way you guys can make some for yourself and give them a shot. Or else, if any of you guys are interested, actually, I could make some of these up and send them to you, sell them to you for a small fee. So won't be very much, so it doesn't cost too much to make them. So if you guys are interested, comment down below, and I'll get your information and we can work something out. I'll go get some fish line here, and I'll show you guys how I tie these up for a single hook line and how I do it for a double. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back here, and now I'm going to show you guys 2 different ways I tie these hooks on. I got a single hook setup and a double hook setup. With my double hook setup, I'll run 2 different hooks on the same line, and that way you get 2 different colors down there. If they're not interested in one, they might go after the other. I've caught them on both. So, but what I'll do is I always take my hook and then make sure that your hook shank is pointed up. Take your line, run it through. Then you're going to want to pull, what I like to do is pull roughly about 2 feet of line past it. Take your hook, spin it around. Run your tail back down through the loop. There'll be a little bit of a loop right where your hook eye is. Run it back down through. Pull most of your slack out till you get right to the end. Now make sure you wet this knot and then suck it up. Once you've got that knot sucked up and tight, make sure you take the remaining tail that you have with your hook pointed up and tuck that back down through the eyelet. That is very important because that is what's going to make your hook sit properly in the water when tying this double set. So now you'll have your hook on your line like that. Try and get her closer. You'll have your hook sitting on your line like that, pointed up in a good position. Then you'll go down to the bottom of your line again. Pick whatever other hook you want to use. Run it through. Repeat the same process. This is the knot I like to use. I honestly don't even know what it's called. But spin it up. Run her through. Always get your knots wet before you pull your knots together. Prevents friction on the line. Get her all nice and tight. Trim off your excess line. And now, when these hooks hang in the water, you're gonna have, I'm gonna show you zoomed in here, but you want your hooks to be sitting diagonal in the water. So now with this setup, your bottom hook is gonna sit like this, and then you bring it down and your top hook is going to be sitting the same way with about 2 feet of line in between them. So they'll both be sitting the exact same way. That's how I like to, that's my first setup for whitefish. That's just your double rig. And your single, all you do is go down to the end of your line, tie your bottom hook on so that it's sitting diagonal like that. That's all you want to do. Take that, drop it down your ice hole, and like I say, 6 inches, foot off the bottom. Every now and then just give it a little tap. If a fish is coming into it, acting interested, I like to leave it alone, don't move it. If a fish is coming in not acting interested, I'll give it a little bit of a movement, but not much at all. It's worked for me, so hopefully you guys can get out and get on the ice and catch some fish, and hopefully this was a little bit helpful for you guys or give you any advice. Like I said before, if you're interested in any hooks or whatever, just shoot a comment down below and I'll get a hold of you somehow here and we'll figure something out. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.